How's it going, guys? And welcome to RC Cincy. Today we have a product from Five Below. This is a $5 remote control vehicle. This is the 2.0 version. It's supposed to be much faster. It's still, I think, either 27 megahertz or 47 megahertz. So keep that in mind. It is an affordable little remote control vehicle, but what caught my eye was, I got it as a Christmas present, and I put batteries in it and tinkered with it, and I was surprised how fast this is and how well it handles for non-proportional steering and throttle. I could not believe the performance. This thing is zippy. Honestly, I wish I had a bigger kitchen or a living room, like hardwood floors or something, because this thing rips for its size and what it is. It requires 3 AA batteries for the vehicle itself, and then 2 AA batteries for the transmitter. There's only an off and on switch on the vehicle, which is right underneath here. I think I actually left this on since I last messed with it. Hopefully it didn't drain the batteries too bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out, and let's adjust it just a little bit there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip it back and forth and show you the speed of this thing. I mean, it's fast and it turns well, so I can, that's me just tapping the button. Has a really good turning radius. It's very controllable. I mean, I haven't even punched it yet. I mean, it kind of spins. This would almost be a candidate. It wants to kind of drift. I'm just gonna fully gun it. It just started to reach its top speed and it was gone. Now, for its size, it's very fast. I can't get over how quick this little car is. I don't know if they just found cheap, fast motors, and the circuit board just delivers all the power, which is, 1.5 volts per battery, and you have 3 AA batteries, so you're looking at 4.5 volts of hopefully you use alkaline batteries. You have to get the performance, otherwise it's complete trash and it don't last. But I mean, it's fast, it's quick, it turns good, reverse, everything just works great. Like when you use it backwards, like it spins tires. Now it's on a wood surface, granted, but oh, hold on, I went the wrong way. I have to catch it because it's just gonna zoom. Reception is good. I mean, within reason. This is, 27 or 47 megahertz. Pay attention to the box, which one you get. Actually, it says it right on, should say on here. Yes, this one's 47. So keep in mind, if you want to get more than one, do not get the same megahertz. That's just in case you want 2 for your kids or whatever. There's only so many numbers, so typically bigger manufacturers will do multiple ones. Somewhere small like this will be literally like 47 and 27. So really 2 of them is probably the most you can run without them interfering with each other. So steering's good. It's just enough where you can just tap it and it'll go in the direction you want it to. You can tap the gas, or you can just goose it. Oh. Well, there, we got a durability test. So this completely flew off my table onto tile. Tile is very hard and doesn't seem to have any marks on it. It's very durable. And keep in mind, you do want to adjust it to make sure it goes straight. So what you do is you keep the wheel straight, you put on a flat, level surface, and you just simply hit it. And you use that little notch to correct the way it needs to. So mine's pretty straight. It's kicking out from the power. See the wheels? It's turning it from the power, kicking it out. It could kick out easily and drift. If you had the right wheels on this would want to drift is the crazy part. Now these wheels are kind of stuck on there, glued or whatever, that's fine. That's not what we're here to modify today. So, me being me, I did some modifications already to it. Now I can go further with these modifications, but this is strictly for testing purposes. So what we're gonna do is just turn off the off and on switch for now. This is very simple to access the main board where you need to get to everything. So all there is simply 4 screws. I'm using my little LED the little nice screen screwdriver. You can get these on sale. Sometimes they're cheap, sometimes they're a little more, it just depends. You just want to make sure you line it up. If you do so, there you go. Once you get all 4, you should literally make sure you catch all 4 screws. So this is the vehicle itself. The white wire is your reception, the big white one. These 2 are for steering, and then the bluish purple and the yellow is for power for the motor. You can see there's a black and a red for power. What did I do? I tapped into it. I didn't want to necessarily disconnect it yet because I wanted to show you its factory performance. Now keep in mind, once you do one of these modifications, you cannot leave the batteries because it'll add too much power and then you'll cook something. So I wanted to start on the low end. I did not do the high end yet because I kind of want to do it on camera to show you guys. So the batteries are kind of a nice weight. Feels like it helps it make it stable a little bit. We'll see if that has a factor. Of course, you could make a hole for that plug to go in here. And of course, have the batteries in here. Actually, they fit perfectly in there, lay flat. You can kind of cut out these little dividers, or at least this part of it. So you still leave the main part of the divider right here. You just cut out these little fins, and this battery would fit in there no problem. You can cut this out and do all kinds of other smaller modifications, which I did not want to do yet. But the main thing I wanted to show you is I put Velcro here, and I put Velcro on the deck right there. So all we're gonna do is very carefully, now mind you, these wires can easily be pulled. So you just want to, I keep accidentally Velcro on it. There we go. We wanna center it, push down on the Velcro, and then we just wanna simply plug up our vehicle. Now, like I said, we could have done it from the bottom so we don't have to keep taking off the lid. This is just for testing. If I like it, then I will cut out and do it from the bottom. Now let's make sure before we screw it back together it works, so we'll turn it on. It works. So you can see, no AA batteries. Our battery is what's powering it. If it's too light, we can always add weights and stuff like that and do other modifications down the road. This, in theory, should all fit just fine. Just like so. I'm probably going to do 2 screws because I don't want to have to screw them all in. Well, we might do them all. I mean, it takes just like that, tight. So you want to make sure they snug up. You don't have to torque them. Just make sure they line up in the holes and snug up. I love this little thing. So you just like that, snugged up. There you go. We'll move these 2 and keep them with the, we may put the battery on for the weight. Just fill in that spot, make it look a little nicer, right? So there we go. The battery door snapped. There is a little screw we could tighten up just so it doesn't pop off. Just like that. And we have the vehicle. Now, I'm curious if it's faster. Theoretically, these batteries are 800 milliamps, only 3.7 volts, but they're a, what's the discharge rating? It's hard to see. They're a 30C discharge rating, so this is a little bit lower voltage. this being 3.7. So we had 4.5 from the AA batteries, but this type of battery is rechargeable and is punchier, has a 30C discharge rating. So it may have a higher discharge rating than our batteries. We'll have to see. So let's see how it performs if we notice the performance difference. So technically we lightened it. 3 AAA batteries is heavier than one of these batteries. That's 800 milliamps. So here we go. Oh my goodness. I don't know if it's the weight helping us break more traction, but it's definitely punchier. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. And the cool part, it's not going to cut out because it's 3.7 volts. It's not more than what the batteries push, but it just gives you that ump. I just wrecked into the bread. It is faster, I would say. Now, to get exact, if there's enough interest in this, to get exact measurements, we would have to put on my little speed tracker thing. Steering is no problem, same as before. We can steer in any direction. We can bump the throttle. It's good, guys. Oh my goodness. It is way faster. And theoretically, there's other options. Of course, you could do nickel cadmium, but I feel like it doesn't do the punch of 3.7 volts does. Now, me being me, I have not experimented with higher voltages. I was really nervous. Granted, I could go buy one for $5 and still have it. I don't want to break it necessarily because I would feel bad if I did break it because it was a Christmas present. But I like to modify it, and it being $5, it would be absolutely nothing to replace it and the same color. So, you know, but I like to tinker, and I like to see what limits I can push. Now, I don't have to do this battery size. This is a 1200 I'm going to try to use. We can totally do, you know, 450 and fit in here. I have them in my box. I just didn't want to dig them out because they're kind of buried. But I have 7.4 volt, which is double this capacity. 450. I have 230, which is really small, compact, square little batteries that would fit in this bottom by just simply cutting out those little dividers and not all the way to the end in case you want to use AA batteries. So we could really make this so versatile, it's unreal. And this is a $5 product. Now, I'm worried that I'm going to cook it with 7.4 volts because we're going from 4.5 to 7.4. I don't think it's an unrealistic jump. The one thing that could save us is the simple fact that they may use this board in multiple vehicles. Now, do we feel any warmth? None at all. Now, let's say this does work and it starts to get a little hot and it cuts out. We have a trick for that. We have those small little fans that I could literally put right on top of here and cool the chips. But there is a chance of it frying. So at this point, this is untested. This is a 7.4 volt, 1200 milliamp, 60C discharge rating. So this is the same discharge rating as one of these, but you just took 3.7 and basically, you know, you got your double. So it's 2 of these bigger cells. These are 1200 each. So this is 1200, this is 800. I do have, I think, 1,000, 800. I have so many different sizes. And the cool part is for the single cell, which is 3.7 volts, I have 600. I have Spectrum batteries that are a little bit better than this. I have 1,000. So there's, if you do want to stick to 3.7, there's unlimited amount of batteries that are cheap. You can get literally a 5-pack like I did. So you can get a 5-pack of these plus the charger for like $20. So you'll get 5 of these batteries plus the little charger that charges all of them at the same time for like $20. So yeah, you'll be $25 into this, and the connector, which you can get a whole bag of connectors for like $4.99. So let's say hypothetically 25. So let's say $30 into this, a soldering gun if you already have one, and that's all you can be. Obviously you can splice like I did, splice right into the wires. But what I had to do is solder them to here because I cut the wire too short on this end. I made this wire longer. So technically if you would have spliced it in the right spot and then just connected this connector, you wouldn't even have to solder. So I did it that way for that reason. Of course, I could solder and clean this up and make the wire shorter and do whatever, but I just did it for testing. Now, I'm curious if this can handle. Now, it's either gonna smoke, work, it's either gonna smoke, burn out, cut out immediately, or it's gonna work and then cut out with its power, or work with 0 issues. Now, this is a risk. Like I said, at this point, oh, I'm so nervous. Please don't cook, please don't cook. I hope it did not cook. Did I turn it off? It's on. No cooking so far. Please don't cook. Let's see. Oh my God. It works. Oh my God. Okay. So now that this works, let's unplug this. And this one is going to be a lot to hide under the shell. So now that that works, I swear you, I did not plug this up yet. I literally just went in the back when I grabbed this camera stuff and grabbed this battery. So this is 7.4 volts. This is double these. Now, luckily I have a 2-cell, 230s and 400s, little small ones. I'll bring the bags and we can tuck one of those small ones with Velcro right under here for now until we decide to cut out the bottom. We would want the weight towards the bottom for control, and it just makes it handle better. So that would be awesome. Having this kind of power makes me think this would be amazing for drifting. Now, of course, we go even further with this. You know, you have those smaller vehicles like this that are really fancy. They must have, like I said, used this board for other products that can use up to that voltage. You know, going from 4.5 to 7.4 is not that much. It's very incremental. You know what I mean? Like it's very, very incremental. So that's what we got. Lucky they probably multi-purpose this board. These little motors can handle quite a bit, and they're spunky little motors. I could tell you that now. I think this is why this is so fast. I think the 2.0 is the better board that they offered. And remember, this white one right here is the antennas. This is very important we don't damage that one. So let me pause. This is gonna be insane. I've never done this. Let me pause and go get another battery. This is about to get crazy. Okay, so we are back. Let's zoom in a little bit. So this is what I was talking about. I keep tons of little, small rechargeable batteries, some bigger, every known size. So here's the cool part. What I was talking about, those multi-chargers, is it might be in a separate bag. These would work, small ones, but that particular one comes with its own little small multi-chargers. It must be in a separate bag, which I should have kept in here. But they're just small little multi-chargers like this. They're similar to this, but they're a little different. They're just a square, and it charges multiple batteries. Now, let's forget about that for a second. So let's find the batteries we do need. So we need 7.4 volts. I have quite a few. They can literally be any size you want. But let me show you the 450s I was talking about. These came with the WL Toys. These are 450 milliamp, I think 25 or 30C. Let's see here. This is a 20C, not as punchy, so we'll have a couple of these to try out. But the ones, I'm gonna need my adapter for these, and I don't think I have the adapter. Let me see if I have the adapter with me. So of course, I have different adapters for different batteries, right? So you can use multiple types of batteries. I just like being prepared. I hate not having the right adapter. Now I had one. Of course, I can make another one. It's not a big deal to me. I can make another adapter and no problem in like 2 seconds. I thought I had it on here. No, that's not the adapter. That's not it either. Oh, here's Anna. That's not an adapter either. I was just looking at all the other different batteries. So I don't have my adapter box. There's another box that has adapters. Now, theoretically, so we don't have the right adapters. So we'll just use those for now. I don't know if they're charged. They could be super dead. So I don't know the capacity. But these are small enough to fit under here if we wanted it to, you know, and fit and close. Now, would it be better to cut out that spot? We may do that, But let me just make sure that it works and doesn't cut out. Let's go ahead and plug that up. Let's go ahead and set the battery somewhere out of the way. There we go. Kind of hide the batteries. I don't know clearance. Make sure it works. Oh yeah. So clearance, we may have to turn the battery like this. I don't know. It's gonna be it's gonna be a question of clearance. Like I said, it may be better to simply. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! It can't be that easy. No, it's having a little bit of a clearance issue because this is taller than the pancake style battery. So something like this, I would probably make a hole and just run the battery through. So let's see if it's possible. Let's go ahead and undo this. Obviously the hole would be very easy to do so. That's absolutely like nothing. See if it'll fit in the size of a battery. It almost fits in the compartment. So we would go diagonally and we would just cut only to here. So we wouldn't cut all the way to the spring. We would just cut just enough room for there. Put the battery across here diagonally. Make a little hole. Actually, there's a hole there already. That's not big enough. Make that hole bigger. Run that wire through and then just plug it in. So that wouldn't be an issue at all. Now that it can run that much power, what I'm going to do is pause, get some snips, address that, put the battery in the bottom, make sure the compartment can close, you know. Literally, I could just use a spring to hold the battery in place. I don't need to cut anything. This spring will literally hold the battery in place. You got to be kidding me. It almost perfectly fits. That is crazy. Now, those 230s, I think, are a little bit smaller. And these are 7.4 volt batteries. So, you know, these are good little batteries. These are only 20C. I think that'll help with cutting out, getting too much power. So what we'll do is I'm going to have to get a pair of snips to address this. So I'm going to just snip basically the hole that's here, the hole that's already there, snip that, make that a little bigger, put the connector through probably on what side? Yep, this side. The connector would be the closest on that side. And then we'll probably snip the middle dividers just short, about line up where their spring is. That way it can still divide and hold batteries. Whoops. For instance, like still be able to hold batteries in if we wanted to, which at this point having rechargeable 7.4 volts is going to be insane for this little car. So that's what I really want to achieve. But yeah, interesting that you have such options with this $5 car. Now this is going to be an absolute rocket. We may have to add weights to help control it. Like, this thing is going to be nuts. So let's quickly go get this snip so this video is already becoming so long. So we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. Whoops. So what we did is we cut only... Whoops, a little bit of plastic there. We cut only those, so you can still put batteries in. Squeeze the battery in there. Hide, obviously, the balance lead. And it should be enough clearance to fit the lid, close the compartment, and tighten the battery. This is insane to me. So 450 max, I would say, without any major modifications. 230 for sure. Ran the lead through that little hole, just cut it a little bit bigger. You can see that, snipped. It looks just like this side. And I just snipped it a little bit bigger. See, snipped a little piece of plastic there so that could fit through the whole connector. We're gonna plug this up. Plugging it up. I need to make this longer and get it to come in there. No big deal. But we can just charge the balance lead from the back, so we'll have to technically take this battery out. Unless we want to change the battery. I don't have many of these, so. So what we'll do is we'll throw in some screws to kind of hold everything together. Let's unzoom a little bit. And we're going to see the performance. Now, we may have to find a spot that's a better straightaway than my table. It's not long enough. Maybe the driveway, if it's because of snow now, there's no way we could do it outside. There's debris, snow, salt. It's just... This is awesome, guys. So we're going to use this as a wall and a barrier so it doesn't go off of the table. Move everything out of the way as far as we can for them. Get rid of this piece of plastic over here so I'll actually knock it on the ground. Get enough angle to see kind of a similar shot as before to see the speed. Hopefully we can compare it. So here we go. Oh, wait, did I just build a drift machine? Yep, we can drift for sure. If you gun steering and turn, oh my God, I could do hook shots. This is amazing. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is gonna be insane. I may do a fan, but I don't see it overheating, really. Here's full power. I'm sorry. I know it's a long video. Like, I'm trying to bump it. I wish I had, like, you know what? I'm getting ready to get my... This is almost needs to be revisited. The shame part is figuring out the steering. It's lame, so you could connect the servo to it, right? Like, put a servo on it, connect the servo, a receiver. I have a controller, 10 amp or 20 amp ESC, put that in there, and just run the wires directly to this little motor, because it's obviously powered off. We have the gearbox, we have the whole front steering, we just need to connect our link to it. I mean, we could theoretically do that, but this is a $5 car with a couple batteries, let's say 20 bucks and a charger, and a couple dollar connector, pennies really, and look what it can do. Oh my God, it's gone. Dude, the speed, if it can hook up, if we can, I think the tires are getting warm or something. If we can just hook up, like, not goose it instantly, but kind of, oh my God, it's like, it's insane. And I dropped it off a very tall table onto the hard tile. Look at that. So it's durable. It wants to kick out. Like, if you turn the steering, hold on, let me go it the other way. Let me go this way a little bit. Here we go, ready? Oh, it hooked up. See, what sucks is sometimes it hooks up and sometimes it doesn't. Obviously, this is a slick wooden surface on asphalt or something. It would just boogie. I mean, I could. Ooh. It ramps. It is so fast. That's on carpet. What have I created? It's so powerful. I think it's like the ultimate carpet racer. I may have to shoot a little part on the carpet, because it may... No, I'm looking at this, honey. Sorry. She's in her working. I'm distracting her. Watch. Like, do you guys realize how fast that is? I don't think you guys... And that's not even full speed. Oh my God. Obviously, fine carpet like this, it turns so hard and so fast that it literally will roll a car. I've never seen that before. Oh my God. That's me turning hard. You can probably turn less, so you can do incremental. This, I'm sorry, is the best remote control car for $5 by far. There's nothing even remotely close. And not once did it cut out or act up. That is insane to me. Let me undo this panel and feel if anything's hot. This is just mind-boggling to me. I mean, and they're not stripping. You know how many times I put those in and out and they perfectly release and go in and out? I can't figure out why. It's not even warm. Honestly, for final design, I would obviously run the connector underneath here. I would do a few things. And I would probably put one of those little fans on just in case, but I ran it on carpet and it's not really that warm. It's not even really warm. Let me feel the motor. Look at that. What is going on? And I guarantee if you put a fan there, it would blow some of it on there. It would get, you know, air circulating through the chassis. I mean, you could even do its own fan. I mean, you could easily fit a fan there and have clearance for the chassis. I don't know what to say, guys. Like, and, you know, solid metal. The gears feel great, and I was hard on it. Oh, my God. What just happened? So I'm blown away by this. Simply put, a WO Toys battery. Other batteries as well. The batteries that I use for, like, the airplane, the Pitts Piper that is sold by XK or KX or something like that, you can get 230 milliamp to 450 milliamp 2-cell positive 1 or 2 combos, and with the charger. I can almost guarantee it. I'm gonna find links. I would go directly to 2-cell. 3, if you have a single cell, a couple of these laying around, okay, fine, it was okay. It was better than burning through a bunch of batteries, and it was faster. But this is where the performance is. Now, I do need to do long-term use. So is it going to burn out those brushes instead of a year, maybe 6 months? I don't know. It could last 5 years. There's no way to know that. If you modify incorrectly and get one of the players wrong and it burns this board up, you're done. I mean, there's risks when you modify. I can't say that enough. I need to start saying that at the beginning of the videos. But I think these are reasonable. I mean, there's no soldering there. Those are just wires with tape and then the connector. So you can eliminate these connections and just connect the wires with the tape with the connector and get rid of it. I just left the batteries to show you that you can use the batteries still. I can 100% use the batteries on this. So if there's a younger kid that wants to drive it and I'm worried about him controlling it, throw this in or the batteries. Probably this so you don't burn through batteries. And it's reasonable, controllable, and fun. And there's no way a 3.7 is going to burn this out any faster than what the AA batteries would make the, you know, performance or whatever last. And it is a little bit faster then. Nothing feels warm. Nothing smells burnt or damaged. It's going to smell like, obviously, electronics that has that particular smell, but not like burnt or damaged. These haven't been charged, by the way. This battery has not been charged in God knows how long. One of them is starting to puff just ever so slightly. You can feel that little bit of ever so slightly. Be careful with these batteries. Do not leave them unattended. Watch them. I'll probably be replacing these. These are at the end of its life. I've had this vehicle for a very, very long time. I still have the WO Toys car somewhere. I don't know what they did, how they came up with this for $5, but they knocked it out of the park. This is a complete winner. The performance is phenomenal. I'll try to just tag performance. I'll try to tag each level of performance in the description below, so if you want to skip around. But it's solid. It's not one to turn. It's posi. Look, it's both wheels, so it's great for drifting. Putting electrical tape on these, it may just drift like an absolute monster, or if there's debris or something. But on carpet, it's a mean racing machine. Yeah, the steering isn't that great. You have steering like this, you have controller like this. But for $5, are you kidding me? RC should be like this from the factory. They should find a cheap 250 milliamp battery. You know, listen, there's a vehicle out there. I forget who sells it. It's like $40 or $50 or something like that. They could put a nice shell on it, same metallic shell, $50. They can put the same 7.4 volts with these motors, with proportional steering and throttle, and this would be a smash hit. I think the one cars I had were very similar to this. I forget what they were called. The mini Mod X things were similar to this, I think. Yeah, kind of. But for this price range, for $5 in the batteries, it's just unmatched. It's unreal performance. This should be the picture right there, what you want. Yeah, it's unreal. Yeah. So there you have it, guys. I know I haven't posted a video in a while. I apologize. It's been crazy. I want to take a little break. It's been a long year with work. Now I can focus on some videos, do some modifying. That's what I'd love to do with you guys. And there you have it. The, I don't even know the name. Something 2.0. It's like a little race car. $5 at Five Below. Make sure you get the 2.0 version. I guess it's supposed to be the newer, faster version. I don't know if it's the motors or the board or what, or the combination of the two. They took an old chassis probably. But this thing is a absolute ripper with 7.4 volts. I mean, a ripper. Fun. And that wasn't a small, tight area. Bigger area, you can maybe make a track. Yeah, you have to bump the steering. It's kind of a pain, but I mean, look how fast that responds. It's unreal. I mean, the speed is just... It's nuts. So there you have it, guys. I'll have to probably do a follow-up video on this because it's just that good. I'll have to clean this up. Just do some work to it because I just didn't realize what I had there. I honestly thought I was going to hook up this 7.4 volt battery or this one and toast it. I was willing to take that chance for $5 because it was so cheap and just see what the limits are. And we just found a new limit to this vehicle, and it is phenomenal. Obviously, 3S would definitely toast this. Don't even try it. 9.6, I wouldn't even try that. These small little 7.4 volt batteries are going to be it. Especially in the bottom compartment. You undo that lid, that balance lead's right there. You plug it up. You plug it up, let it charge, watch it, don't leave home, and then you're ready to rock, or just change out the battery. I think it's easier. Obviously, you can pull the battery back out of the hole from there. I could obviously move this connector with the wires closer that way and push it through and have the connector and the battery and everything on this side. We can cut it out, make it a little bit more roomier. We can do more, but just I left it for the batteries as well, just at the time. And yeah, maybe a cooling fan wouldn't be a bad idea, but like I said, it felt not even warm. So it's crazy. Like, it did so good. And its carpet's really rough. Really warms up motors and ESCs or the chips in here. So I'm just blown away, guys. I cannot say that enough. This is a hit. It's a monster. It was fun. Yeah. So there you go, guys. RC Cincy at its finest. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.